Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about the 8th Lord and all the houses. And please do check out my playlist for another in-depth view of the bhava effects for each ascendant. The 8th house is very important in Hindu astrology. It represents death and the causes of death. If the 8th Lord is weak, longevity of the native is threatened. If, on the other hand, the 8th Lord is powerful, then high longevity is decreed, provided there's no malefic aspect on the 8th house. The 8th house, or the 8th Lord in the 1st house. The 8th Lord in the 1st house, the native will scoff at the righteous rituals and practices. They may be afflicted by physical ailments right from childhood, may have to suffer bodily complaints from diseases or disfiguration. They may have a physical constitution which appears weak. They become the victims of governmental displeasure. Also, the displeasure of their superiors. They are adamant and very determined in their goal, and they work incessantly for it. The 8th Lord in the 2nd house. The native is not robust physically. They have to consult an ENT doctor. They may have to put up with food of inferior quality. It is better that they preserve and protect their wealth, as regaining it becomes difficult. Normally, they will not look elsewhere for fulfillment, as they get good ego satisfaction from their partner. They will have to incorporate patience and perseverance when their partner becomes emotional over some imagined affairs. The 8th Lord in the 3rd house. Ear problems can be expected. Consulting an ENT doctor is good in order to avoid problems pertaining to ear. It's difficult for them to entertain personal friendship. They do not like social occasions and will withdraw themselves within. Only if they have identical interests do they mingle with anyone. Tension builds up as they do not discuss their feelings, fears, and mental agony with anyone. It's quite possible that they may suffer from hallucination. It's possible that a monetary windfall awaits them from literary works. The 8th Lord in the 4th house. The native miss maternal proximity. That means missing their mother. They may be away from home. They are full of love and self-control. They have the habit of giving these emotions only to those who are close to them. They are in two minds about a person, whether he is a god or a demon. As a result, their mental peace is far from satisfactory. Fiscal problems are accompanied by domestic bickerings. They may be worried on account of a partner's health. Problems related to the house will be automatically solved by them. Reverse in profession and the displeasure of seniors may have to be faced with true fortitude. The 8th Lord in the 5th house. The native will be subject to dire ups and downs. Their good actions and altruistic behavior may go unnoticed, as this gives them the creeps. Their mental processes are dynamic and sudden. They are extremists by nature and are intense about everything. Intensely ruthless, intensely loyal, intensely compassionate, and intensely cool. They do not do anything half-heartedly. Child mortality and sickness of children create worries in their psyche. They have to achieve mental equanimity in order to avoid nervous debility. The 8th Lord in the 6th house. The native will experience Viparitha Raj Yoga results. Viparitha Raj Yoga and the fulfillment of all desires are some of the resultant results. As the 6th rules disease, they may be attacked by ill health at times. There is a phobia in them about future health hazards. It's quite possible that they may lose money due to theft and litigation. Maternal uncle's health causes concern. They overcome all such troubles due to sheer will and power. They ultimately win over their enemies. They can be extremely demurring and proud. The effects of the 8th Lord in the 7th house. The native should incorporate courage to face disharmonies in married life. They and their spouse are different in motivation and personality, and they have to understand that different minds have different perspectives. They may not know much about their spouse, and their mental makeup also is not known to their partner. Both of them may not take the trouble of finding out either. They do not at all like to lose and do not believe in strategic retreat. Their longevity may be curtailed, and they may suffer in health. In case you don't know what curtailed means, it means cut short. So their longevity may be cut short and they may suffer in health. The 8th Lord in the 8th house. Tremendous longevity will be conferred. They may have to face scandals and even criticism. They will have active support of their partner. In early life, their father will have to pass through a crisis. The jealous will invent stories and create problems for them, but they overcome all these with active support of their partner. They will have self-control. When their enemies try their patience, they will need plenty of it. Otherwise, they may indulge in unethical, sinful acts. People will wonder how they got out of the net of their enemies. The 8th Lord in the 9th house. The native is adverse to surrendering their personalities to one religion or one individual. They may not, as a result, get complete loyalty from others. They have to understand that their spouse wants to know what they are doing most of the time. They appear to be always youthful and charming. Too much independence early in life can create its own confusion. This is a lesson which must be learnt, and this applies to your children also. Relations with the father may be strained. Unluck and luck fluctuate. The 8th Lord in the 10th house. The 8th Lord in the 10th house will make the native tend to be with their parents. They may have to face stiff competition from a cunning subordinate. They are capable of coping with any problem situation. But once they are warned, it creates doubt in their mind, and this doubt destroys the ability to solve the problem. Despite the obstacles they face, they will achieve progress in their career. In order to handle the cunning subordinate, they may go and adopt unfair and deceptive practices. This may pave the way for wrath of the government or law. Avoid unfair means. The 8th Lord in the 11th house. The native will achieve more ego satisfaction during adulthood despite having miseries during early childhood. They will be hailed as accomplished raconteurs. I'm going to look that up. Raconteurs. I don't even know what that means. One who tells stories with skill and wit. Okay. They will be hailed as accomplished people who tell stories with wit. It is difficult for anyone not to fall in love with them. They also have to use exceptional talents to maintain that. Undoubtedly, they have immense self-control. They will need it and will have to use it when their spouse tries their patience with lack of adaptation ability and understanding. Their partner becomes a challenge to your manager skills. Relations with elder brother may be strained. The 8th Lord in the 12th house. The native will be seized with an abnormal desire to spend on unwanted things and despite his or her energies. Tremendous appeal will be generated by them which few members of the opposite sex can resist. They have to understand that they are the cause if they are caught with bad health and deteriorating bank balance. They are capable of achieving good matrimonial rapport if they and their spouse take the trouble. They may have to face many troubles and turmoils as life becomes plagued by memories. Thank you so much for joining me today on our journey through the 8th Lord, and I hope you have a great night.